Good morning or hello. Actually, it's not technically morning anymore. Welcome to my Monday messages. I know it's very hot in most of Europe still, and it's a lovely warm day here in Ireland too. And I was reminded from several different sources over the weekend of the prevalence of wildfires all over Europe, actually, if not the world. And there have been several locally to me, and there are every year actually, but they seem to be reported more at the moment. But one of the worst wildfires, the most difficult to control, would be when it happens on peat land, on a peat bog. We had one here locally last year actually, and it took actually weeks to fully extinguish. The reason being that the peat, which is really deep below the surface, as well as on the surface, of course, continues to burn underground, even though the fire that has caused the alarm may have actually been reduced or extinguished. And it has a habit of continuing to burn underground, deep where nobody can see it, and it will then pop up at the next given exit route, and the whole place will be on fire again. And I remember witnessing the firefighters coming back time and time again to try and extinguish those fires as they kept popping up. Now, eventually they did get it under control, and it seems to be okay. But it reminded me of the number of people who come to me, and that's their health management plan, is to wait until a crisis happens, something that is so severe that it stops them in their tracks, and then they come and do something about it. And then the instant the flames are extinguished, the second that the pain, the injury, the fatigue, the skin eruption, the bowel changes, or whatever, the sleep disturbance, whatever that red light is that's brought them to me in the first place, is turned off again and extinguished, then they may not come back again until the next time. And then eventually what happens is that those flames, those fires that are burning underneath, because we haven't really got to the root of it, they happen more and more frequently, and the firefighting becomes more intense. It takes more resources, it takes more time each time for the fire to be extinguished. And oftentimes, people get it and they go, oh my God, I'm going to carry on, because even though the acute symptom is nicely contained and managed now, I want to know why I keep doing this, and I want to get to the root of it and to actually prevent that wildfire from constantly popping up all over the place. And unless we use a healthcare system that not only can extinguish the acute flames, if you like, but also it bears in mind, okay, but what's the root? Where's it really coming from? And understands that it might pop up in different places, but it's actually the same thing. It may allopathically be called different things, but actually it's the same thing. It's the same causation, the same set of elements that have contributed to this person becoming ill or becoming out of balance, diseased in the first place. And unless that is addressed, then those wildfires will continue to come. So what I wanted to do today was to encourage you to, if you're not already, to start recognizing what your red light symptoms are, what your, because that's going to be different in every single one of us. It may be that the first physical warning that all is not well could be that your bowels get upset, or that you don't sleep very well, or that you find that your mood has changed and you become more irritable, more short-tempered, less patient with your kids or with your partner. It could be that you know, if you're still menstrually bleeding, that your menstrual cycle becomes disrupted. It could be that you get very fatigued for no real reason. It could be that you get headaches, or that you just have less energy to do the things that you want to do. Whatever it is, it could be any of those things. When we actually become familiar with how we start doing those wildfires, and we can actually address them before they get out of control, before they need loads and loads of resources to actually get them under control, then that is real healthcare in my book. And with homeopathy and with QTT and all the lovely tools that I use, that's exactly what we're doing. I will never just look at, well, what's happening on the surface. I'm always interested in, okay, what's going on underneath? What's going on that's actually creating those physical symptoms, if that's what's brought you, that are disabling you at the moment, because they're that's just the surface. What we need to do is actually look at what the root is and change that, transform it, so that that wildfire is settled and it doesn't need to keep spreading and popping up all over the place. So I would ask you to, this week, just have a think about how are you managing your healthcare? Are you waiting until those fires are burning and you're crisis managing, basically, because literally you can't do something that you want to do? Or are you just regularly having a look, doing a check, being aware of how everything is working? Do you feel in alignment? Do you feel everything's actually working at optimum speed or intensity or efficiency? If not, then that's the time to actually just ask yourself, well, maybe I need to introduce some changes. It may not be consulting a health practitioner. It may be, actually, I've really taken my eye off the ball in terms of what I'm eating, or I really need to go to bed earlier, or I need to drink more water. It could be anything. But when we get to listen to our red light symptoms, our red light that's warning us all is not well, all is not in balance, then we can manage things before a crisis happens. And you know, that's the gold, basically. And sometimes it is difficult to get to the root of it, and we do need a skilled professional healthcare practitioner to help us to do that, to support us in that. And then we can choose the right things for us, the things that actually mean that we don't need to do those wildfires anymore. So I hope that makes sense, and do let me know what you think your red light symptom is, or even that you recognise it, that you know very well, you know, this is what happens when I'm not paying attention to myself. And I would like to remind you of the acronym that I love for PAIN, because pain is a good one. Pay attention inside now. So wherever the pain is, that's what it's telling you. Stop, have a look, go deep, and see what you need in order to settle things again. So that's it for this week, and I'm wishing you a beautiful week as ever, and I hope that you are getting all the resources you need to keep yourself as healthy and as vibrant as possible. Take care.